On November 24, 1971, a man in a suit boarded a flight in Portland, handed a flight attendant a note claiming he had a bomb, and demanded $200,000 and parachutes. After landing in Seattle and receiving the ransom, he jumped from the rear of the plane into the night and vanished. No one ever found him. No body, no clear trace. Who was D.B. Cooper? And could new clues finally solve America's greatest skyjacking mystery?
Just another passenger who gave his name as D.A. Cooper.
36 passengers got off the jetliner in Seattle last night. Authorities began their search here, thinking the hijacker may have jumped off at the end of the runway.
On 1971, Flight 305 was a short commuter flight from Portland to Seattle. The man who called himself Dan Cooper quietly took his seat. Passengers later recalled he was calm and polite. Mid-flight, after sipping his drink, Cooper handed the stewardess a folded note. It read simply that he had a bomb in his briefcase and wanted $200,000 in $20 bills plus 4 parachutes. The airliner landed at Seattle-Tacoma Airport, where FBI agents piled $200,000 in ransom money into Cooper's briefcase. The hijacker then released the 36 passengers and took off again on the refueled plane, this time bound for Mexico City, with a planned stop in Reno. About 30 minutes after leaving Seattle, somewhere over the dense forests of Washington state, Cooper lowered the Boeing's rear stairs, opened the aft door, and stepped out into the stormy night sky, parachute on his back. He vanished. No one saw him again. The jump was made in darkness and rain, and Cooper had only one parachute on him. He even bought the extra parachutes to fool investigators. The FBI later concluded he very likely died in the fall. But in 1971, Cooper's body was never found, nor was the bulk of the money. To this day, his identity and fate remain a mystery. The next days and months saw one of the most exhaustive manhunts in FBI history. More than 800 suspects were investigated over the years. Investigators scoured forests, interviewed witnesses, and analyzed every clue. In 1980, a child did find a clue, a decayed roll of $20 bills buried on the Columbia Riverbank near Vancouver, Washington. Serial numbers confirmed these were part of Cooper's ransom. That was $5,800 of the $200,000, the only money ever recovered. Despite this partial find, the majority of money and Cooper himself were never recovered. The FBI continued chasing leads for decades, from professional skydivers to ex-convicts, even down to a Seattle dentist who once checked out bailout gear. But each suspect seemed to hit a dead end. By 2016, with all physical evidence exhausted, the FBI officially suspended active investigation. Their statement noted the case would remain open only if new evidence emerged. For decades, the Boeing 727's aft staircase, and Cooper himself, were subjects of lore and countless theories. In recent years, one theory gained traction: that Cooper was Richard Floyd McCoy Jr., a former Green Beret who hijacked a 727 in Utah in 1972 using a parachute. McCoy had a similar profile: ex-military, skilled skydiver, and the right age. He escaped with $500,000 before being caught just 2 days later, and was later killed during a prison escape attempt. While the FBI officially ruled him out, some still believe McCoy and Cooper were one and the same. The breakthrough came in 2022. Retired pilot and YouTuber Dan Grider, who had been researching Cooper for 20 years, located a modified skydiving harness in an outbuilding of a North Carolina property once owned by McCoy's family. The rig was distinct: a military surplus parachute rig that had been altered, matching descriptions of Cooper's gear. Shantae McCoy and her brother Rick, children of Richard McCoy Jr., told Grider they knew their father had hidden something like this. They revealed their father, Richard McCoy Jr., was actually the man on that airplane. Shantae and Rick say the parachute was stored in their late mother's shed for years. After their mother's death in 2020, they gave the harness to Grider in 2022. The FBI took notice. Agents visited the property, searched thoroughly, and took the parachute into evidence. Rick McCoy even provided a DNA sample. Grider reports that as of late 2023, the FBI has effectively reopened the Cooper case. The McCoy children remain convinced. Grider notes the parachute rig alterations were literally 1 in a billion, unique to Cooper's gear. If the DNA or other tests link McCoy to Flight 305, it would solve the case, but no official word has come yet. The FBI continues to review the evidence, and has reportedly even discussed the possibility of exhuming McCoy's remains for comparison. Today, the D.B. Cooper skyjacking stands at an intriguing crossroads. New evidence has transformed a 50-year legend into an active investigation again. The FBI holds the seized parachute and is comparing DNA. McCoy's family has come forward with shocking claims. But until official confirmation, Cooper's fate is still uncertain. One thing remains clear: all the facts line up so far. The timeline, the equipment, the suspect's history, they fit too neatly to ignore. Yet the mystery is still technically unsolved. If Richard McCoy Jr. was Cooper, he took his secret to the grave. If not, D.B. Cooper may remain a phantom, forever leaping into legend.
We just solved it.